Let me share with you 5 quiet ways to build yourself. Ways that will transform your life without announcing it to the world. Growth needs silence, not attention. The most powerful transformations in life happen quietly, away from the crowd, far from applause, and outside the spotlight. It's in those unseen moments of dedication that real progress is made. People often think that growth must be visible to be real, that improvement must be shared to be validated. But the truth is, the greatest strength you'll ever build comes when you stop performing for others and start working for yourself. Attention feeds the ego, but silence feeds the soul. When you work in silence, you remove the pressure to impress. You're not driven by likes, comments, or comparisons. You're driven by purpose. Silence gives you space to fail, learn, and grow without judgment. You can make mistakes freely because no one is watching. You can experiment, explore, and evolve without the need to explain yourself. That's where mastery begins, when your focus shifts from showing progress to making progress. Noise is often a disguise. Many people talk about what they'll do but rarely follow through. They chase recognition before results. They post about the grind instead of living it. But those who truly rise are the ones too busy improving to announce it. They don't talk about discipline. They practice it. They don't seek attention. They seek alignment. Growth doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be consistent. Every quiet morning you show up. Every late night you stay focused. Every small step you take without anyone noticing. Those moments are the real foundation of success. Silence also teaches patience. In a world that demands instant results, working quietly trains you to trust the process. You start realizing that not everything needs to happen now, and not every effort needs to be seen. The seed doesn't bloom the day it's planted. It takes time, care, and faith in the unseen. Your goals work the same way. Just because people don't see your progress doesn't mean it's not happening. Some of the most important growth happens internally. Developing discipline, learning emotional control, strengthening your mindset. These are invisible victories, but they shape the person you become. When you detach from attention, you begin to value growth for what it truly is, a personal journey, not a public performance. You stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You stop chasing validation and start chasing excellence. And the best part is, your results begin to speak for themselves. You don't have to convince anyone that you're growing. They'll see it in your confidence, your calm, and your consistency. Quiet growth also builds character. When no one is watching, your true intentions are revealed. Are you still working when there's no applause? Are you still disciplined when there's no reward in sight? That's where integrity is born, in the unseen moments of commitment. The person who can stay focused without external motivation is unstoppable. Because once you learn to move in silence, no criticism can break you, and no praise can distract you. Silence gives power to your purpose. It keeps you grounded, centered, and hungry. It reminds you that growth isn't about proving others wrong. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. The world doesn't need to know every step you take. It will notice when you arrive. The tree doesn't make noise while growing. It only makes a sound when it falls. Be like the tree. Grow silently, stand tall, and let your results speak louder than any words ever could. The mornings create momentum. The way you start your day determines how you live it. Every morning is a fresh page, a new chance to set the tone for the hours ahead. Most people wake up and dive straight into chaos, checking their phones, scrolling through messages, or rushing into their tasks. But those who understand the power of mornings know that how you begin shapes everything that follows. A calm, intentional morning builds strength, focus, and direction. It's not just about waking up early, it's about waking up with purpose. When you own your morning, you own your day. The first hour after you open your eyes is sacred. It's when your mind is the most open, your energy the most fresh, and your choices the most powerful. If you fill that time with distractions, your day will be scattered. But if you fill it with clarity, your day will move with momentum. Taking even a small moment to breathe deeply, express gratitude, or review your goals can shift your mindset from reaction to creation. You stop chasing the day and start leading it. Mornings are your foundation. Imagine building a house. If the base is weak, no matter how well you decorate the top, it won't stand strong. Your morning routine is that base. Whether it's reading something inspiring, exercising to energize your body, or writing your thoughts to clear your mind, these quiet habits shape your inner world before the world gets to shape you. The people who consistently win in life are not necessarily the smartest or the luckiest. They are the ones who design their mornings intentionally. There's something magical about the silence of the early hours. It's when the world is still and your thoughts are the loudest. In that stillness, you can hear your own voice, the one that gets lost during the noise of the day. You can set your intentions, align your energy, and remind yourself of what truly matters. You can decide who you want to be before the world tells you who to be. That's the real power of a morning ritual. It puts you in control. Momentum doesn't just happen, it's built. And mornings are the best time to build it. Every small action compounds. When you start the day with discipline, your mind becomes sharper. When you move your body, your energy rises. When you focus your thoughts, your productivity multiplies. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need a consistent one. Even 15 minutes of focus every morning can shift your direction from average to exceptional. Because consistency creates confidence, and confidence creates momentum. Many people underestimate what a good morning can do. They think success is built in big moments, but it's actually created in quiet hours when no one is watching. The morning is where winners are made. It's where you prepare yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally to face whatever comes your way. The more grounded you are in the morning, the more balanced you remain throughout the day. Challenges still come, but they no longer control you. You move with calm strength because you started from a place of peace. A distracted morning leads to a distracted mind. If you start your day chasing others' opinions, notifications, or problems, you lose your focus before you even begin. But when you start your day with yourself, with your thoughts, goals, and values, you move from chaos to clarity. The energy you build in the morning carries through everything you do. It's like lighting a fire. Once it's burning, it keeps you warm all day. Mornings are not just about routine. They're about alignment. They remind you who you are, what you're working for, and why it matters. Every sunrise is a chance to restart, to reset your focus, and to rise a little higher. Don't waste it. Build your mornings with intention, and momentum will follow you everywhere you go. Private effort builds public strength. The real power that people see on the outside is always the result of work done in private. Behind every confident voice, every disciplined body, every successful person, there are countless unseen hours of practice, study, and struggle. It's easy to admire the result. What matters most is the process. The effort that no one claps for, the sacrifices no one notices, and the consistency that no one praises. True strength isn't built under the spotlight. It's built when no one's watching. The world sees the performance, but not the preparation. Every athlete who lifts a trophy has trained for years when no crowd was cheering. Every speaker who captivates an audience once stumbled in silence while finding their voice. Every entrepreneur who seems lucky once failed quietly while no one cared. That's how public power grows, from private perseverance. You can't expect visible results from invisible effort. What you do in secret defines what you show in public. Private effort means doing the work, even when there's no reward in sight. It's about waking up early to practice, studying when you're tired, reading instead of scrolling, planning instead of complaining. It's about building habits that make you strong when no one is there to motivate you. When you work in private, you build character. You learn discipline, patience, and humility. You stop performing for validation and start improving for transformation. You stop chasing applause and start chasing mastery. That shift changes everything. There is something powerful about silence. It sharpens focus. When you work privately, there are no distractions, no comparisons, no pressure to impress anyone. It's just you, your goal, and your growth. In that solitude, you start understanding your weaknesses, and that awareness becomes your strength. You can fail without fear, learn without embarrassment, and improve without interruption. You learn to rely on yourself, and that self-trust becomes your foundation when you step into the public eye. Public strength is not about showing perfection. It's about showing preparation. People respect consistency, not noise. When they see calm confidence, it's because you've spent hours strengthening your skills privately. When they sense wisdom in your words, it's because you've spent time learning when no one was listening. When they admire your success, they don't see the nights you spent alone, fighting doubt, pushing forward, and refusing to quit. That unseen effort is what gives power to every visible achievement. Many people fail because they want recognition too early. They start something and expect the world to notice. But greatness doesn't work that way. Growth is invisible before it's undeniable. The roots of a tree grow deep before it stands tall. The same is true for you. You must be willing to grow underground, quietly, steadily, and patiently. When your time comes, your strength will speak for itself. You won't need to explain your worth. It will be visible in everything you do. Private effort also builds resilience. When you've struggled alone, failure doesn't scare you anymore. You faced your doubts and fears in silence, so no public judgment can shake you. That inner strength becomes your greatest advantage. The world can only see what's outside, but you'll know that your real power lies within. The confidence that comes from private effort cannot be faked. It's earned one silent step at a time. So, keep building behind the scenes. Keep working when no one notices. Keep showing up for yourself even when no one else does. Every quiet act of effort is shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. One day, the world will see your strength, but they'll never truly know what it cost you. And that's the beauty of it, because the strength built in private will always shine the brightest in public. Protect your peace and energy. In a world that constantly demands your attention, this is one of the most valuable lessons you can ever learn. Not everyone and not everything deserves access to your mind, your time, or your emotions. The truth is, peace is power. When your mind is calm, your decisions are clear. When your energy is balanced, your actions are effective. Without peace, even success feels heavy. Without energy, even opportunity feels exhausting. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's survival. Every day, you wake up with a limited amount of energy. You choose where to spend it. On negativity or growth, on distractions or discipline, on gossip or goals. The people and situations you allow into your space either feed you or drain you. That's why boundaries are so important. You cannot build a meaningful life while constantly fighting unnecessary battles. Not every comment needs a reply. Not every opinion deserves a reaction. And not every invitation is worth accepting. Peace begins the moment you stop participating in drama that doesn't align with your purpose. Protecting your peace also means controlling what you consume. The content you watch, the conversations you join, the people you follow, all of it shapes your mindset. If your environment is filled with chaos, you will start to think and feel like chaos. But if your surroundings are calm, disciplined, and focused, you begin to mirror that energy. Choose silence over noise, reflection over reaction, and solitude over shallow company. Your mind is a garden. Whatever you plant grows. If you constantly feed it negativity, weeds will take over. But if you nurture it with peace, wisdom, and purpose, it will flourish. There's a reason why calm people often seem powerful. It's not that life is easier for them. It's that they've learned to protect their emotional state. They don't let small things shake them because they've built inner strength. They understand that peace is not the absence of problems. It's the ability to stay centered despite them. You can't control what others say or do, but you can control how you respond. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you reclaim your power. Energy management is just as vital. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't help others if you're constantly drained. Rest is not laziness. It's part of growth. Sometimes you need to step back, recharge, and reset. Spend time in nature, read something uplifting, or simply sit in silence. Learn to disconnect to reconnect. The world will still be there when you return, but you'll come back stronger and clearer. People who protect their peace don't isolate themselves. They elevate themselves. They don't avoid challenges. They approach them with balance. They choose to respond from understanding, not emotion. They don't chase every opportunity. They choose the ones that align with their values. That's how you conserve energy for what truly matters. Every no to something meaningless becomes a yes to something powerful. Protecting your peace also means walking away when it's necessary. Not every situation deserves your presence, and not every relationship deserves your effort. You can love people from a distance and still wish them well. Forgive, but don't return to what broke you. You owe yourself the peace you keep giving away. Your peace and energy are your foundation. They decide how you think, how you feel, and how far you can go. If you allow the world to constantly drain you, you'll have nothing left for your dreams. But if you protect your inner calm, you'll have clarity, focus, and strength to face anything. Remember, peace isn't found, it's created. And the more you protect it, the more powerful you become. Consistency outshines motivation. Motivation is a spark. It feels powerful when it comes, but it never lasts. Some days you'll wake up inspired, ready to conquer the world, and other days you'll struggle just to get out of bed. That's normal. The problem is, many people rely on motivation to move forward. They wait to feel ready before they act, not realizing that true progress doesn't depend on how you feel. It depends on what you do. Especially on the days you don't feel like doing it. That's where consistency becomes your greatest ally. Motivation is emotion-driven, but consistency is principle-driven. Emotions change every day, but principles stay steady. When you're consistent, you create a rhythm that doesn't break when life gets tough. You show up not because it's exciting, but because it's who you've decided to be. Discipline replaces inspiration. And that's where success begins. Not in bursts of passion, but in quiet, repeated action. Anyone can start, but the ones who finish are those who stay consistent when motivation fades. Think about it. Every skill, every achievement, every transformation you've ever admired came from consistency. The athlete who trains daily even when it hurts. The writer who writes even when uninspired. The entrepreneur who keeps building even when results are slow. These people understand the secret. Small efforts done every day compound into extraordinary outcomes. It's not one big push that changes your life. It's 1,000 small steps taken with commitment. Consistency doesn't just build results, it builds character. The beauty of consistency is that it turns effort into habit. When you repeat something often enough, it becomes part of who you are. You no longer need motivation to do it. It becomes natural. You brush your teeth without thinking, because it's a habit. Imagine if your workouts, your reading, or your discipline became that automatic. That's the goal. Motivation might start the fire, but consistency keeps it burning. Consistency also builds trust in yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, even a small one, you strengthen your confidence. You prove that you can rely on your own word. But when you quit too easily, you weaken that trust. You start doubting yourself. That's why staying consistent, even in small ways, is powerful. It's not just about reaching goals, it's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't give up. There will always be days when you feel tired, bored, or discouraged. That's part of the process. But those days are also the ones that matter most. Anyone can show up when it's easy. Greatness is built by showing up when it's not. Consistency teaches resilience. It tells your mind that quitting is not an option. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be persistent. Miss a day. Start again tomorrow. Fall off track. Get back up. Progress is not about never failing. It's about never staying down. The truth is, motivation is a visitor. It comes and goes. But consistency is a companion. It walks with you every day. It's quiet, it's steady, and it's powerful. Over time, consistent effort creates results so strong that people start calling them talent or luck. But deep down, you'll know it wasn't luck. It was your persistence. The hours no one saw, the work you kept doing when no one cared, the commitment that never stopped. That's what made the difference. So don't wait for motivation to move you. Build routines that keep you moving. Don't chase excitement, build endurance. Success doesn't belong to the most motivated. It belongs to the most consistent. Keep showing up. Keep putting in the work. Because one day, your consistency will make the noise your motivation never could. Patience turns seeds into success. Everything meaningful in life takes time to grow. Just like a farmer plants a seed and waits for it to bloom, success follows the same law of nature. You can't plant today and harvest tomorrow. The seed doesn't grow faster because you stare at it, and your dreams won't come true overnight, just because you want them to. Real growth happens in silence, in seasons, and through patience. The moment you understand this truth, you stop rushing and start trusting. The world today glorifies speed, instant fame, instant results, instant gratification. But speed often sacrifices depth. When you move too fast, you miss the process that shapes your strength. Patience doesn't mean waiting and doing nothing. It means working hard while trusting the timing. It's about believing that your effort will pay off, even when there's no visible result yet. A seed spends weeks underground before it breaks the surface. It doesn't mean it isn't growing. It means the foundation is being built. The same happens with your dreams. Success begins beneath the surface, in the parts no one sees.